Back with the idle air control valve, which is this little doohickey right here. This is the throttle body. And the way this works is when you're at idle, that throttle plate in there stays closed. So the motor's got to draw some air from somewhere to keep idling. That little orifice down at the bottom, right there, the little rectangular looking thing. I'd point to it, but I've got a lamp in one hand and a camera in the other. What it does is it draws air down through that orifice, and then it comes into this chamber right here. And this is an electromagnetic actuator on this side. And when it's idling, the computer decides how much air it needs to keep the motor running, and it spins this little valve in here. It's cylindrical. And what it'll do is it'll open this little door and let air pass through to this other chamber. And then that goes onto the intake manifold to keep the motor idling. But also, there is a water chamber in here. Antifreeze flows through here. And what I found, aside from this was full of gunk and crud, it was really dirty. The gasket, which is right here, had swollen and broken. So right there, we got an air leak. So it's sucking air through where it doesn't need air. Excuse me. And the gasket itself is no good. It had swollen and broken. And what happens there, what I'm thinking, is that what it's doing is actually sucking antifreeze, because my car uses antifreeze, and it will smoke. I think it's pulling it out of here into the air chamber and then sending it on to the intake manifold, and it's burning it. So I'm losing antifreeze and the car's smoking. Plus the idle is really rough. It's bad idle. So what I'm going to do is just make my own gasket. It goes, let's see, this is the top. This is underneath. This is why it's such a pain to get to. But it sits right here on the bottom of the throttle body. And so with this gasket being all deformed and not having a way to actually go get one, I've got 3 cars, and right now none of them run. So I'm going to make my own gasket. Use some red RTV, put a gasket on there and see if that'll hold it together. And we'll see.